Hi, you are tuned into another episode of the Business in Shape with Leela podcast. I'm your host Leela, your business magical genie, an online business manager here to grant your operational wishes with systems, processes, and automation hacks that will optimize your workflows, making your coaching business more efficient and saving you hours of time you spend inside your business. In this episode today, we are talking about something that is super important in the business world, which is how to actually turn your big, ambitious goals into real time tasks. So I get super excited whenever I set those big goals for my business. I'm sure you also. It can be something like doubling my revenue. It can be I'll be launching a new course or expanding to a new market, a new social media platform. It's very easy to get pumped up about all the possibilities of getting this goal working out, right? But in real time, sometimes it feels very overwhelming. I feel like, where do I even start? How to start working on this goal? Right? Today, we are going to break it down into simple, actionable steps that anyone can follow to make your goals into real-time tasks. I follow this framework for myself and my clients, and we have seen amazing results. So, by end of this episode, you're going to have a clear roadmap for turning those big goals and dreams into concrete results. So, first, let's talk about reverse engineering. This is my first tip for you. This is all about working backwards from your goal. So, let me explain using an example. Let's say you want to increase your revenue by 50% in the next 12 months. So, the first thing you need to do here is pick a specific date for this particular goal. Let's say December 31st, 2024. And then you work backwards, breaking down the steps you need to take to get there. For example, you might need to increase your client base by 25% to reach that goal. And you may have to raise your prices by 10%, or you may have to increase your coaching program value by 15%, right? So these are the specific things you need to focus on. Of course, forget about the numbers I mentioned. I just randomly told the numbers. In real time, those numbers will be specific to your business need. So my point here is, these are the things you need to focus on to reach your goal, and you have to commit to them to get that goal take off from your list, right? So the key here is to get crystal clear on the milestones you need to hit along the way. Don't just say, okay, I need to increase my revenue by 50%. Don't do that, because it will be never be done. Because for you, it feels like a goal that is really far away. That is not what we want. We need to break it down into smaller and more manageable chunks. That way, you can celebrate the wins as you go rather than feeling like you're constantly chasing that big goal, right? The next tip I have for you is deadlines. Have you ever heard the saying in English that work expands to fill the time available? It is so true. I was not believing this, but when I started my business, I started feeling that this particular saying is so true. If you give yourself a whole year to hit that 50% revenue goal, chances are you will end up procrastinating and not doing anything until almost till the end. But if you shorten the timeline and set weekly or monthly deadlines, then you will be much more likely to stay on track, right? So again, let's use the same revenue goal as example here. So instead of just saying, okay, I need to increase revenue by 50% in the next 12 months or by end of the year, December 31st, 2024, what you have to do is break it down into quarterly targets or maybe monthly targets. So maybe you need to increase revenue by 12.5% in the first quarter. I mean, breaking down 50 by 4 because 4 quarters. So another 12.5% in the second quarter, and then another in the third quarter, and so on. Right? That way, you're constantly checking in and making sure you're making the progress. And you know what? Setting those shorter deadlines doesn't just keep you accountable, it also helps you stay focused and motivated, because when you reach that shorter milestone, you will be motivated to do for this next milestone, right? There is something really satisfying about hitting those mini milestones. Trust me, it is coming from my experience. It gives you the momentum to keep pushing forward. All right, now let's talk about the third tip. It is about your current strategies. Are they actually moving the needle for your business? You have set the goal. Now, are the things that you are doing or the strategies that you are following are going to make you reach that goal? If not, it's time to reassess and focus on the activities that produce real results. Remember, being busy doesn't always mean you're being productive. So, a great way to figure this out in your business is to track your KPIs, key performance indicators. Look at the things like conversion rates, client retention rate, and profit margins. These metrics will give you a clear picture of what is working and what need to be changed. For example, let's say you are spending a tons of time on social media or maybe Instagram, but your conversion rates from that particular channel, Instagram, are really, really low. But whereas you have the email marketing also in your business, but that is showing you good results, good conversion rates, then that might be a sign that it is time to shift your focus from Instagram and increase on the email marketing, right? Because that is what is driving you more sales and more revenue compared to Instagram. Now, my fourth tip for you is accountability. This is a game changer. Whether it is holding yourself accountable or your team members, it is very, very important to have visibility into the task and deadlines. Make sure everyone knows what is expected of them to reach that goal and check in regularly with them to ensure the progress is being made, because business is not only you when you're not solopreneur, it is your team also to be aligned with your goal, and then they also have to work towards your goals. One simple way to do this is to use the project management tool like Notion, ClickUp, or Asana, or Trello, anything that you're comfortable with. That way, everyone can see what is on the agenda, and you can easily track who is responsible for what and whether it is done or not. So you can also set up automated reminders or notifications to keep everyone in your team on top of their task. And let me tell you, the power of accountability is very real. When you know that someone else is going to be checking in on your progress, it just adds that extra layer of motivation to actually get stuff done. No more procrastinating, no more making excuses. And finally, the last step is giving yourself some breathing room, which is very, very important and more neglected one. When you are setting deadlines and timelines in your business to reach your goals, always try to overestimate the time you need for each and every task, not only for the end goal. For every task, overestimate the time, because that extra buffer will give you an opportunity to refine and improve your work rather than just rushing to get the things done. Remember, it's all about quality. It's not about the quantity, how many tasks you have done. It's not about that. It is about how well you have done that to help you reach that goal. So take the time to do things right, and you will be much better off in the long run. Plus, when you build in that extra buffer, it takes the pressure off and allows you to be more creative, flexible, and innovative. So there you have it, my 5 steps to turn your big ambitious goals into reality. So just to recap, number one, reverse engineer your goals. Number two, set the realistic and strict deadlines. And number three, evaluate your current strategies, whether they are supporting you or not. And number four, establish an accountability, either from your team or your family or your friends, or using project management tool. And number five, giving yourself breathing room. Now, as part of this week's activity, I want you to take a minute and think about one big goal you have for your business. Maybe it's that 50% revenue goal we just talked about, or maybe it is launching a new course, or maybe it is expanding into a new market. You got the clarity on that one big goal, right? Once you get it, now using these steps, start breaking it down into actionable tasks. Don't worry, in case if it is feeling overwhelming in the beginning, just take one step at a time. What's the first thing you need to do to get the things rolling? Who needs to be involved? When do you need to have this task completed by? Note down all of this. And remember, you don't have to go through all this process alone. If you are feeling stuck or need some extra guidance, that's where I can help. As an online business manager, I specialize in helping online coaches like you turn their big dreams into real sustainable results by streamlining your business operations and free up more time to focus on what you love. And make sure you check out my services. I would be more than happy to chat with you and help you create personalized action plan. I will leave the link to book a call with me in the show notes or in the description below. So until the next episode, bye bye.